Hey everybody, Brandon Clifford here, Global Franchise Solutions, a franchise consulting firm based out of New Hampshire. And with me today, I'm really excited. I'm sure all my listeners will be excited too because we have a franchise attorney on the line here. We got from the great Northwest, the great state of Washington, Nate Riordan. How you doing, Nate?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for doing this with me, Brandon. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have you too, and I'm sure that people don't usually, hear excited to talk to an attorney in the same sentence, but I really am because today we're going to discuss kind of the legal aspects of buying a franchise, and in the coming weeks we're even going to release a few more videos, kind of breaking down what an FDD is and how each of the sections break down. But today I just want to kind of share a little bit about you, your firm and how you guys got started with franchising with our audience. So why don't we just get started right there? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with franchising.
Well, thanks, Brandon. I'm Nate Riordan. I'm out of Seattle. My firm is Riordan, and we do franchise work. I've been working with franchisees since the early 2000s. I got a job working at a firm that was doing national franchise work, and it was work that grabbed me. At the time, I was doing primarily restructuring for larger franchisees and helping them fix financial problems that they had. But that soon developed into a niche where we started helping franchisees of all kinds and of sizes, and with people that had issues, but people that were getting started and that were buying, that were selling, that were leasing, that were developing. And so we cover the full range of issues that franchisees come across as they go through their business life. And we do that. I do that because I believe in people working for themselves, and I believe in franchising as a great vehicle for people to get into business for themselves and have the independence and the life that they want to choose, but while still being part of something a little bit larger than themselves and getting some benefit from the size and structure that comes from a franchise system, which I'm sure you've gotten into with folks on these kinds of videos for years now, Brandon.
Absolutely. That's some great perspective, kind of the whole mantra of being in business for yourself, not by yourself, and having all those tools, of a much larger conglomerate, but being a sole proprietor, a small business owner. Absolutely. And, anyone who's researched franchises or any business that has thought about becoming a franchise has heard of the term FDD, Franchise Disclosure Document. And sometimes it can be this big, scary word, ooh, the FDD. But, real simply, I was hoping from an attorney's perspective, kind of share with us what exactly is an FDD and why is it an important document for franchisees and franchisors both to understand?
Let me try as best I can to keep the description of a long and administrative legal document interesting.
Sure.
I predict that I will ultimately fail. But,
no way.
The FDD is a franchise disclosure document, and its form is mandated by the Federal Trade Commission. And the way the FTC looks at it is that if I'm selling you a franchise, it is a security. It is like a stock, a share of stock. And there are disclosure requirements around selling shares of stock. We don't really think about that because a lot of people trade through brokers and trade in their 401k. But there are all kinds of rules and requirements around that, and this sort of dovetails with that. There was the perception that there was a lot of fraud when franchising started back in the 50s and 60s, and by considering the sale of a business opportunity to be similar to stock, the FTC came up with some consumer protections. And what they've done is mandated a format for the way that these disclosures are made. That format is some states have gone a little bit further than that. They have incorporated the FTC format, and they have required the franchisor to register that document with a state agency that reads it, reviews it, and provides feedback. That there are 23 states that do that. They are called the registration states. If you're in a registration state, there's an agency that checks it. If you are not in a registration state, then your franchisor falls under the FTC rule and must give you the FDD because of the FTC, not because of the state agency. And the FDD itself is is just a series of disclosures. And I guess I'll throw it to you, Brandon. How much do you want me to break up the FDD without going on and on?
Yeah, no, and I'm sure that everyone is dying to hear about that. But maybe we can break that down, a little bit further in our other video discussions and break down each section a little bit more in depth. But basically, like you said, just a consumer protection document. And now your firm both writes FDDs for brands that want to become a franchise, as well as helps investors interpret the FDD and understand it. You do both, correct?
We have done both.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Excellent. And so if someone is, investigating a franchise, at what point should they engage an attorney like you for those kind of services to kind of to understand the FDD? Is that something someone should do right away at the beginning, towards the end, in the middle? Does it depend? What's your opinion?
I think you should, it's a tricky question. Ask a lawyer if you need legal advice. But it costs money to have the franchise disclosure document reviewed, and if you're not too serious about the concept that you're looking at, don't spend the money. So where I encourage people to hire an attorney and go through the document is, and it's not a disaster if you don't do it this way, it's fine, but I think you get the most benefit if you do it before you go to discovery day with the franchisor, so that you have the comments and feedback from your attorney in your mind. You go down to the discovery day. And I will tell you from speaking to clients, there's a little bit of taking the stress off and making the event just about the event when you know that you've already looked at the franchise agreement. It's such a big, daunting, the franchise agreement is part of the FDD, and it's such a big document. I mean, I just looked at one today. It's 440 pages long. Most people run around 2, but the idea that you're at discovery day and you still have that to do, there's a little bit of fear of the unknown there, and you can take that away and just go to the discovery day without that hanging over your head. That's just my 2 bits.
Yeah, no, I like that, absolutely, because the other side of the coin too is it's so much easier to discuss those sort of things, in person, as opposed to via email or over Skype or something, So absolutely. So while you're all in the same room, hash that stuff out. Great.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Let me just add. I just want to be clear. You don't run off and do the FDD first. I mean, make sure that the concept and the culture of it is a good fit for you before you run off and hire a lawyer to go look at it. Just do some lifestyle looking before you do some technical looking. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I always try to equate it to, it's almost like a home inspection. When you're buying a house, it's the final inspection to make sure that there's nothing underneath the siding, or no mold growing down on the foundation or anything like that. So absolutely. So let's say I'm someone getting towards the end of the discovery process with a brand, and we think it might be the right fit, and we want to get the FDD reviewed and get kind of a lawyer's perspective on this. How can someone reach you? Give us your contact info.
Absolutely. Thank you. We're at www.wrlawgroup.com. You can reach us 206-903-0401, or you can email me at nate@wrlawgroup.com. Hopefully I enunciated well enough when I was giving you that URL.
Awesome. That was great, Nate. Well, Nate, I appreciate your time. Thank you. Get out there, enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully we'll be reviewing some FDDs together in the near future.
I look forward to it, Brandon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nate. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man.